Vina actually does say something in the episode, and this quote stuck out to me so much that I actually want to quote it. I will say it, or I might just include the moment in the episode. I'm not sure yet. You'll find out now. When dreams become more important than reality, you give up travel, building, creating. You even forget how to repair the machines left behind by your ancestors. You just sit, living and reliving other lives left behind in the thought wreck.
Oof.
I don't know if this is a dig at television. It kind of feels like a dig at television.
It sounds like it's a dig at maybe I don't know if their conception of media would be different, but not even just television, but also the movies as well. Because, like, yeah, enveloping you in a world you can't escape from. That's just as much the movie theater as it is television. But I could see the argument for television certainly, because that
Well,
would have
just
been a
yeah,
reasonably new medium at that point.
I guess media in general. Although you could make the say, which again they would have had no way of knowing this, but you can. To me that argument is much better suited to social media than television and movies
Yeah, I
because
mean,
that depends on what you watch, right? Because I mean, Star Trek's great, but
yeah,
social media is very much, again, we use social media all the time, but for us, it's a tool. But even I go down the TikTok rabbit hole. The difference
yeah. I
is,
mean,
yeah,
everyone does. Yeah,
the difference is I'm cynical as shit, so I just assume that what I'm seeing is fake. So,
pretty. I'm sort of similar.
which I think that's
It's
just a
just
byproduct of our age because we saw the birth of social media, so we're a little bit more
yeah.
jaded.
I just pre social media, so I know to be what's the word, like questioning, not to trust social media, because yeah, there is a before social media for me. I get the younger ones, they've known is social media, so it's a bit more, it's got them a bit worse.
Yeah, exactly.
The seeing into the future about media though, and how it's all consuming, that really reminds me of Network, I believe the movie is called. But it's a movie that's basically is about the birth of what would become the 24-hour news cycle, and it predicts the 24-hour news cycle. Um,
Ooh, that was a dark day.
and it predates it by like 20 years, but it makes
Wait a
presents
minute.
the idea.
Isn't that the one where the guy at the end is like, oh, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe that's the
I
one.
think
Yeah,
that's the network. Great
yeah.
speech. I haven't seen the whole movie, but I have seen that speech, and I'm like,
It's really harrowing. It's really harrowing stuff. But the
could you,
part
yeah.
of them being like editorializing the news is disgusting, and it's the worst thing you could possibly do. And like having people constantly, it's horrific, and having people constantly, and so that this just kind of reminds me of that, and that how it sees to a future that you're right. We all became consumed by social media, the internet. The internet is arguably the worst thing to ever happen to us. The both the
Well,
best and paradoxically the worst thing to ever happen to us.
yeah, but I mean, you can point to it today. I mean, i.e., you know, unfortunately, because of the 24-hour news cycle, social media, and other things too. But we now have people that live in California that are actually concerned about what some not a federal senator, what a state senator in Alabama is doing. Why
Right?
though? So first of all, it wasn't that long ago. You wouldn't have even known about it unless you were happening to be traveling in Alabama. But
Right?
why do you care? You don't
Right?
live there, But unfortunately, because of this, now a politician in, I mean, we got people that are mad at politicians in Europe. It's like,
Right?
I don't live in Europe. I mean, I guess you can
Why
make,
should I be mad at them?
well, I get, and you can when it comes to the United States and maybe like a next door neighbor, because like obviously politics in Mexico, especially federal politics, do somewhat affect the United States, especially the border states. But it's a
Yeah.
proximity issue because it's like, yeah, if you live in the southern tip of Texas, you're probably a little bit more concerned with Texas and Mexico politics than you are with politics in Oregon, for example.
Yeah.
Or at
Or
least you should
than
be.
you are go internationally, Texas and Canada. I doubt Texans think about Canada very much. Or they
Well,
certainly think about Mexico more than they think about Canada.
sure, yeah, but I don't know. You gotta watch out for those Canadians.
Sneaky fuckers.